When I was just 4.5 years of age, I suddenly realized that I don't know anything. I don't know anything means I don't know anything at all. To such an extent, if somebody gives me a glass of water, I would be simply staring at the water for hours on end. I know what is water in terms of how I can use it, but I don't know what it is. Even today we don't know what it is. With all this scientific exploration, we still do not know what a single atom is. We know how to break it, we know how to use it, we know how to fuse it, but we don't know what it is. So, if I saw a leaf, I'm just staring at it for 5-6 hours. I sit up in my bed and I'm staring at the darkness for the entire night. My dear father, being a physician, thinks that I need psychiatric evaluation. You also beginning to think. So he's worried this boy is simply staring at something all the time. My problem is, I looked at this and I don't know what this is. I'm not able to shift my attention to another one. What is this, what is that, what is that, what is that? By the time I'm 5, I'm a billion questions. And nobody seems to know anything. Initially, they were all comfortable, I thought. They all know, only I don't know. Then slowly I realized, they have made a deal with their ignorance. Ignorance. They've made a deal with their ignorance. They have all decided, this is how it is, we don't know, you don't know, it's okay, we'll all pretend everything is fine. I couldn't make a deal with my ignorance. So I just sat there staring at everything. In this condition, they sent me to school. My mother said, you must pay attention to the teacher. I went and paid attention to the teacher. The kind of attention the teacher would have never received in their life. Initially, I heard their words and sort of understood what they were trying to say. But after a while, I realized they are only making sounds. This will be very useful. They're only making sounds. I'm making up the meaning in my head. When I realized, they're just, hour after hour, teacher after teacher, they come and make sounds and make sounds. I'm making up meanings and meanings and meanings. Then I realized this and I stopped making meanings. I just paid attention to the sounds. After some time, it became so amusing, a big smile spread on my face. But they were not amused. Things continued like this. About 8-9 years ago, the school where I studied over 45 or 50 years ago, they came to invite me for their 125th anniversary. I said, see, why me? Because I was not just a bad student, I was not even a student. I only went there when it was a must. They said, no, our school has produced union ministers, our school has produced test cricketing stars, film stars, you're the only mystic, you have to come. So I went. So I go there and stand up in the quadrangle to speak, and I look around, same oppressive buildings. Then I look like this classroom, suddenly it reminds me I'm 12 years of age. And those days I wouldn't speak for many days at a time, because when you don't know anything, what to say? So one afternoon, the teacher is trying to get a response from me. He's asked a question and I'm waiting for a response. I simply look at him. I say nothing, he can't make out anything of me. And after some time, I don't even see him. It's like that for me. I know his past, present and future, but I don't hear what he's saying. After 35-40 minutes of this effort, he got so mad with me. He came and held me by the shoulder, shook me violently like this and said, you must either be the divine or the devil, I think you're the latter. I was not insulted by this or abused by this. My problem was, what is this, what is that, what is that, what is that? One certainty was there, this is me. Suddenly this guy confused me about this also. I looked, is this divine, is this devil, what the hell is this? I thought this is me, this was okay till then. Suddenly I didn't know what is this. So I tried to stare at myself, it didn't work, so I started closing my eyes. What was minutes then went into hours, went into days, and that is my spirituality. And then By the time I'm 15, I'm almost ready to leave home for an armed struggle. These are the days of Charu Majumdar and Somalu, and I want to leave because anything that I perceive as injustice, my stomach burns, so I want to rush. A bunch of boys, all of us want to leave and join armed struggle. Then when I got very close to them, then I saw they were unfortunately not what they were talking. So I kind of stepped back. Then I became a super skeptic. I grew up in Dostoevsky, Camus, Kafka, this kind of stuff. Skeptical about everything. But one thing was eating me, that is these billions of questions, and they started growing. The number of questions went on growing as my intellect grew. No answer. Then the only answer I found was to travel. So initially I cycled across South India, then I motorcycled across India, I crisscrossed India many times all over the place. Then when I was 19 plus, I just, I've been riding since I was 11 without a license. But by 18, the day I became 18, I went and got my license within a week's time. So suddenly I thought I'm super empowered, I can go where I want. Then I came to Nepalese border and then they stopped me and they asked for a passport. I didn't know what it is, you won't believe, I was nearly 20, 19 at least. I did not know what is a passport, I thought my license will get me everywhere. Then that was a kind of a realization, I thought, okay, I can't cross these lines. So I went back, determined to get myself a passport and some money so that I'll travel forever, because the only thing that cooled me down from these questions was I was moving. I rode across the country alone by myself, simply, not going anywhere in particular. I saw India like very few people would have seen India, in a completely different way. I just walked into villages, just knocked on a door and said, I'm hungry, and they fed me without asking my name, where I come from. Sometimes I was tired, so I slept in their homes. Next day morning I left without asking their name, who they are. But that imagery, those people, those emotions, that stuff, I think it hugely enriched my life. And the terrain, I can run that terrain that I've seen, thousands of kilometers of terrain, is like a video in my mind. I can just run it in my mind and just enjoy India just like that. Not some great monuments or something, just a tree, an outcrop of rock or this or that, like that. This is how I remember everything, because I never think in words. Even today I think only in pictures and images, not in words. I think that's what keeps me very, very entertained by everything that I do. So then I thought I should make some money and got into business, became far more successful than people would expect in a short period of time. And everybody started clapping their hands, you're doing great and wonderful. But I was doing all this to get away from everything. But as success came, I tried to put one finger, then all the 5 fingers went, then all the 10 fingers went, it'll go right up till here. I think those highly successful business days probably was the most wasted days of my life, because there was no exploration. I did variety of things. I started half a dozen small businesses which all started growing, which people would think is success, but when I look back and see, those 6 years of my life are probably the least creative part of my life.
Why did you do it?
I thought I'll make money and ride away.
Why did you want to make money?
To ride.
To ride?
Yeah, to fill the gas. To put gas in the tank all the time. Because right from the age of 12, 13, I've been riding cycles across South India. After that, I've been on a motorcycle. I don't know how to… I need gas. So I thought I need money to really go away. So it cut me up, and then one afternoon, and it's in Mysore city. How many of you are familiar with Mysore city? There's a little hill called Chamandi Hill. There is a tradition in Mysore, at least there was at that time, for the youth. If we fall out, we have to go up Chamandi Hill. If we have nothing to do, we went up Chamandi Hill. So that afternoon, between two business meetings, I just had about an hour and a half. Without even thinking, I just rode up Chamandi Hill. I have camped there, I have trekked this hill right from my childhood, I know this too well. So I park my motorcycle, climb up and sit on that now famous rock. But I'm telling you, the rock is not special. It's like the Bodhi tree, the tree became more famous than the Buddha. So, I just went and sat there, my eyes were still open. And suddenly I did not know which is me and which is not me. Till that moment, it was always very clear, this is me, that is somebody else. I have no issue with that somebody, but this is me and that's somebody else. Suddenly I did not know which is me and which is not me. What was me was just everywhere. The very rock upon which I was sitting, the air that I was breathing, the atmosphere around me, everything had become me. I thought this madness lasted for about 10–15 minutes, but when I came back to my normal state, it was about 4.5 hours. My eyes were still open. For the very first time in my adult life, tears. Me and tears were impossible. I looked like this. But tears to a point, my shirt is all wet. And every cell in my body is bursting with ecstasy. When I shook my skeptical head and asked, what is happening to me? The only thing that my mind could tell me was, maybe you're going off your rocker. Then when I shared with my closest friends, something is happening to me, it's too fantastic. Like, come on, what did you drink? What did you pop? I saw there was nobody around me, nor anything in my mind to tell me what's happening to me. All I knew was, I've hit something which is a gold mine and I don't want to miss it for a moment.